Let's take a trip through a week of power company chainsaw training. Checking out the chainsaws, understanding reactive forces, using the Borecut, felling trees directionally, bucking and limbing under storm pressures and terrain conditions, removing trees from de-energized power lines.
Look at your level. Look, level to your face knife.
With a large, heavy leaning tree, the Borecut has many advantages.
Get your hinge now, parallel to your face knife. How much hinge you want? All right, then come over to 2 inches, parallel to your face knife. Parallel to your face knife.
The release and then can be timed. No rush is necessary. You don't have to rush to be able to release the tree. The tree was right on target and the stump was just as planned.
Cut through your hinge. the angle of your saw. Your bar's coming out through the middle.
Again, a heavy leaner right on target, but you have to be careful to keep the hinge as planned. Keep your eyes on the saw felling sights. Make sure you're on target.
You got bypass way down to here, so you got to trim out to your corner there, you see?
The back of the notch should meet exact. No bypass or Dutchman. This causes resistance on the hinge.
Okay. Pull it back out here. Look, you got the hinge you want?
This tree is a back leaner, and he has planned a back cut with wedge. His bar is a little shorter than the diameter, so he has to cut good side and bad side.
Leave your incident 2 inches. Look, you're angled this way though. Straighten up to your face knot.
When boring or cutting from the back, you should be straight with your face notch.
Okay. I don't know if you got all the wood in the middle there or not. We'll find out. If it lifts, you're okay.
This tree had 4 feet back lean.
All right, she's gone. Let's get out of here. Good shot. Went right through there. What causes to go low? That means we cut below our face notch level. But then what does that hinge have to do for that tree to go forward? How you talk about breaking? What do you mean breaking? What has to happen? Yeah, in other words, you got a hinge material there. It's down here like this. What does it have to do to be able to go forward?
We'll have to go past the...
Now look, you got your fiber right here. That's the bottom of it, 3/8 inch up. It has to do what? It has to split this way to be able for that tree to go forward. You see, when it's up above it, it starts to separate forward, but your butt is this level. When you're down below it, this has to go this way and flip over to be able to go forward. Does everybody see that? How much you got there?
This one had about 4 feet of back lean towards an equipment yard and fence.
You got 3 inches over here.
Got the hinge set and the wedge placed.
Cut that strap off now. If you got 2 wedges in the back with a heavy lean, you tap one and the other. One will tighten, one will loosen. One will tighten, one will loosen. Okay? You hear what I said? One will tighten, one will loosen. So you got to hit one, then hit the other one. Hit one, then the other one. You're driving it out. Drive that one over on your left. Yep. All right, straighten the other one up now. To the back. Straighten it up. Try tapping it right there. Hit the other one now. Tap your right wedge out. Crisscross them almost 90 degrees, go back in the slot.
He had it back up straight. The wind helped out before the stack wedges.
It's going back up. What would a rope do for you? If you don't have hinge material there, it could still spin around anywhere on the rope, couldn't it? So what would be your choice of plan should you have completely rotted there in the hinge area? What would a back cut do for you? If you don't have anything supporting here, if you go in the back on the back cut of this one, and now you got spongy material here and you put a wedge in, what's going to happen? It's going to sit back on your wedge, isn't it? So if you don't have good hinge material here, what should be your plan? We can sell those bucket trucks then. There's no reason to keep the bucket trucks. They don't think about it. You're going to have to take it down from the top. If you've got obstacles around or road or whatever, I mean, you may have one with heavy forward lean, you whack it off and run like crazy, but as far as if you need control, like we did on those two to keep it away from the fence and stuff, you're going to have good fiber there. If you don't have good fiber, you don't have any control. So at that point, it automatically needs to come down from the top.
Now some practice planning bucking and limbing.
If you're going to drop, just cut through from the tension side. See now, and you want to try to let your chain stop before you put the brake on, because if your chain is still turning with the brake, then basically you put a lot of stress on that pin that holds your band. So what I do is I try to let it stop on the wood, then put the brake on. That way you're not stopping it each time with the brake. You see now, it would have went down with this one, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. But it goes down with that one, and it takes half the time to make it, and then to take the hinge out of it, you don't have to get back down into the pinch. And that's all it's required. You know, if you're felling a tree, you want to try to get that 80% of the dimension across. But really, this is flat. You just slide down here just through the bark and then take that out. That thing will go all the way down to the ground. Once it reaches the ground, then you just offset a little bit. I wouldn't go back in the V like you did. I'd go over about a half an inch or an inch and just take the tip and run across the thickness of your hinge. And even if it tries to grab you, you get it right out. You let it sit there 10 seconds, it'll come out. So is the one up top, is it secure?
It looks like it's embedded in the dirt. Got a pretty good cradle on it. I can't get on the back side to
So what could you do? What could you do to reach that inch? Huh? What could you do? What if you were to take your saw and turn it vertical and cut in from the far side about an inch or two, and then you could reach it from this side?
That would work. Cut that limb off, and there's one under there, and let him cut that one out of the way. Nose right there.
But what would a tongue and groove be for this one? I mean, where's your compression?
Compression's on the bottom right here.
Okay, so tension on the top.
Tension on the top.
You got 3 feet off the ground here. It could roll, so that would be something you consider for the tongue and groove, is to keep it from rolling.
That was the reason.
But you think that with all that weight, that tongue and groove is going to hold it together? So what could you use there to be able to think about our trees yesterday with heavy forward lean? That would be the same situation, wouldn't it? This particular tree's got heavy forward lean. Because when this end goes down, it'd be like that end's going forward, wouldn't it? So how would you cut a heavy forward leaner? All right, I'm gonna say it one more time. You don't have to be up against the bucking spikes on a saw to be able to cut. All you gotta have is your bar all the way through. You can pull back, as long as your tip's on the other side, it'll allow it to cut. When you go against the spikes, you're sitting there trying to fight with it. So you want a 1-inch hinge, which you're close, right? Yeah. Go through and stick your bar through. You can see the tip of it all the way through. It'll go back in the hole. Pull back a little bit off the bucking spike. You don't have to pull back very far. And when you start your cut down, that way it'll go down. And when you get close to the bottom, what do you want to do?
Weave a little bit.
They get skinnier, doesn't it? No, you can pull out and go. Just you escape back over this way, right? But extend out. Don't stand right there next to it because it's going to move down. It's probably going to come this way a little bit. Everybody clear over there? All right, thin your hinge up now. Just thin your hinge up. It'll come on down. Don't cut it off. Just thin it up. Pull back from the spikes. Spin the chain and even up your hinge. You got it about even?
Oh, I'm about to lose it right here.
Well, how much you got on the other side?
About the same.
Okay. Well, it may not come down in. All right, so next thing you want to do, go over into the face notch. Just use the tip of the bar. Don't put your whole saw up there. Just use the tip and come across about an inch over to the left, and that piece is going to come out. And look, it's going to roll down the hill. Right. So where do you want to step to? Okay, let's do it. Y'all clear? And take it off on that side first. 1 inch over, not in the V, 1 inch over. Pull it out. So now, what you got is, you've got an offset there, don't you? Are you bypassed on your hinge on the other side?
Yep.
Okay, so that's bypass. This end is holding that end down, isn't it? You ready? You might need more butt. Whoop. Cut through that now, it can come back because it's up against another tree.
Spent the day with on-the-line removals, and this is just for power company and line workers, not something to try.
It's probably enough still to hold, but don't come up anymore with it. Keep going down.
This training is for power company linemen and right-of-way workers. If you're not trained in electric line work, never attempt to remove a tree from a power line. Injury or death may occur.
You're pushing to keep your hinge on. The butt's going to go that way, and you need to keep going that way.
Taking trees off a line, fence, or other tree or structure can be dangerous. An understanding of the planning process and the use of the notch in the hinge is so important. Thanks to AREA, Alabama Rural Electric Association, for making this week's training possible. And thanks to the many power company and EMC employees who work hard after storms to keep our lights on. Good sawing.